My biggest takeaway from Davos is that there was incredible optimism. And on some level, that should be a worrying thing. I'll tell you why. Typically, whatever the consensus is at Davos, it usually is wrong. Think back to last year. Everyone was worried about a deep recession in the U.S. That did not happen. It was quite the opposite. But if you talk to any business leaders here, they're looking at increase in sales. They're looking at consumer demand. They're looking at a pretty benign environment with deals coming back in the financial sector. It all was very optimistic. It made me wonder how we can get 6 rate cuts in the U.S. if we're looking at this type of dynamism. And that's certainly the pushback we got from economists as well as officials, central bank presidents, as well as ECB President Lagarde. We're all looking to try to understand just what it would take for central banks to cut rates. The enthusiasm we heard from business leaders wasn't exactly giving us any encouragement on that. There also was a big overhang with respect to the geopolitics. And we really felt that with these armies of police officers parading around trying to protect the foreign ministers and leaders of countries. They're at war with one another who all came to Davos. And there's a real question. Are we priced to perfection in markets at a time where there's so much geopolitical uncertainty that even people here who are deeply entrenched in those discussions do not necessarily see an easy path to some sort of resolution? We heard from Mike Wirth of Chevron, really querying why we're not seeing more of a reaction in oil markets. That's also a big overhang. So just on the basis of the consensus at Davos is usually wrong, makes me think maybe we need to focus a little bit more on some of these tail risks, whether they're not as many rate cuts as expected or geopolitical risks becoming much more front and focused. That, to me, is my big takeaway.